The nervous system is made up of two parts. Each part contains billions of neurons.
The screen shows the back of a man from the buttocks up with his arms stretched out at his side. The picture dissolves to an X-ray-like image of the skeleton, muscles, spinal cord, and peripheral nerves that run down the arms and legs.
The first part is the central nervous system. It contains the brain and spinal cord, which is a fibrous, rope-like structure that runs through the spinal column down the middle of the back. The other part is the peripheral nervous system. It consists of thousands of nerves that connect the spinal cord to muscles and sensory receptors. The peripheral nervous system is responsible for reflexes, which help the body avoid serious injury. It's also responsible for the fight or flight response that helps protect you when you feel stress or danger.
The image changes to a front view of the man's body. The brain and spinal cord are still visible. So are the peripheral nerves that now include multiple branches that spread out from the spinal cord across the man's torso.
Let's examine an individual neuron up close.
A cross-section of one of the branches enlarges and the man's image disappears. The cross-section, which looks like the cross-section of a cable, shows several bundles of nerve fibers along with blood vessels. At the end of one bundle is an individual nerve cell.
Here is a peripheral nerve.
A label points to the entire branch.
Each one of the nerve bundles, or fascicles, contains hundreds of individual nerve fibers.
The image is now a single neuron made up of a head and a long, wire-like tail.
Here's an individual neuron with its dendrites, axon, and cell body.
The head, or cell body, is bulbous with branching tentacles or dendrites. A segmented sheath covers the tail, or axon. At the end, the tail splits into two branching arms.
The dendrites are tree-like structures. Their job is to receive signals from other neurons and from special sensory cells that tell us about our surroundings. The cell body is the headquarters of the neuron. It contains the cell's DNA. The axon transmits signals away from the cell body to other neurons. Many neurons are insulated like pieces of electrical wire. The insulation protects them and allows their signals to move faster along the axon. Without it, signals from the brain might never reach muscle groups in the limbs.
The image changes. On the left of the neuron is a brain. On the other side is an image of a lower leg from the calf down to the heel. A cutaway shows the calf muscle.
Motor neurons are responsible for voluntary control of the muscles all over the body.
A signal, represented by a blue charge, starts in the brain, runs the length of the neuron, and leaps to the foot. There it causes the calf muscle to contract and heel to lift. The image changes. The dendrites on the head of one neuron are in contact with the branching tail of another neuron.
The operation of the nervous system depends on how well neurons communicate.
A box shows the connection between the axon of one cell and dendrite of the other. The two parts are separated by a gap. Signals on the axon are shown as yellow bubbles.
For an electrical signal to travel between two neurons, it must first be converted to a chemical signal. Then it crosses a space about 1/millionth of an inch wide. The space is called a synapse. The chemical signal is called a neurotransmitter.
Bubbles flow across the gap from one cell to the next. The image shifts back to the enlarged cross-section of a nerve. From there it continues backing up to the original image of a man standing with his arms out to his side.
Neurotransmitters allow the billions of neurons in the nervous system to communicate with one another. That's what makes the nervous system the body's master communicator.